Hello everyone, welcome to English 102. This is the 12-week session starting on February 8th. I wanted to make this introductory video for everyone, and we'll have these sorts of video lectures every single week since we are not meeting in person, not meeting synchronously online. This is all asynchronous, so this will be kind of what you got every week. If you see, or not see, hear anything in the background of any of these videos, it will probably be, there we go, my two cats playing around, or my dogs barking outside. So that's just what we have to deal with when we're all working from home. Okay, so I've started us out here on the Blackboard page. This is something that you should be very, very, very familiar with this semester because it is where everything will be located. All of our assignments will be online. Everything from lectures to PowerPoints to handouts, all of this will be online for you. So as you can see here, when you open up your course page, you will probably have an announcement bubble that pops up. We'll go over that in a second. But the first thing you'll see are these course modules here in the center. One's called Important Course Documents, and then we've got one for week 1. So every single week you will have a learning module that includes every single thing that you have to read, every single assignment that you have. It will be located in here. We'll go over the stuff for the first week in just a second, but I want to start out here in Important Course Documents. So there are a couple of different things in here that are very important. First is the syllabus. This tells you exactly what this course is about, which is argumentation. This is an English composition course. We're writing 2 and sort of a third essay. And we're focusing on argumentation. It tells you what your textbook will be, which is down here on the syllabus. The Norton Field Guide to Writing, so you need to get that. Make sure you take a look at that. And then it also includes your spotlight instruction stuff. So the syllabus is pretty self-explanatory, and you have a syllabus quiz that you need to complete on that. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over that in this video. If you have questions about it, you can email me and I will get back to you as quickly as possible about that. The syllabus, I've covered most of it in the quiz itself. And really the only other thing that I will say is that your work for the class is usually comprised of journal assignments, which are usually quick and easy things where you're reflecting on your experience or maybe something we looked at in the PowerPoint. And then bigger discussion boards, which are reflections on reading questions or thinking about the process of writing your essay, and then drafts for your essays. So those are most of the assignments, and all of those things are going to be due on Fridays every week because your course is asynchronous. So that means you do it on your own time, on your own schedule, and then everything's due on Friday every single week. So spotlight instruction is the thing that I really wanted to highlight because it's something that you probably haven't encountered before. I think this is the first semester that BCTC is doing this. And essentially you're going to have 3 sessions that you attend throughout the semester that are group practice sessions that are going to be facilitated by a professor of English, and these will be available on campus and online. Most of the ones that I've seen so far have been online, and these are going to cover important topics from the course and just be a way for you to engage outside of, just my lectures and PowerPoints and materials and all that. So on the Blackboard page in here, you'll see I've got the sign up instructions in here, so you can click a link in there and it will tell you, here's how you sign up, here's the link to go to. This one tells you what sessions are available in February. I'll update this fairly often as long as I think about it. But these are pulled from that link that's in the other little folder. You'll have to attend 3 of these sessions throughout the semester. It's worth 6% of your final grade. And after you attend a spotlight instruction session, you're going to complete a reflection assignment on that. And I've already got the first one up. You'll see it's due the 5th, which is the day your final draft is due, or the week before your final draft is due for your first big essay. So the reflection assignment is really simple and easy. It's 3 questions that you just reflect on in about a paragraph each. So make sure that you keep that in the back of your mind throughout this first unit. So you'll have 1 due each unit, and that's something that you want to stay on top of, and don't let that slip your mind. Okay, so then we've got our weekly modules, and this is the first week stuff. It's, as you can see, it looks like a lot. It's not actually too much, but it is maybe more than you're used to on Blackboard, because this is a fully online course and because this is also an accelerated course, being 12 weeks. So do make sure that you aren't letting yourself get overwhelmed, that you're pacing things out by looking at these weekly modules well ahead of time. Don't leave it until the very last second. And by following my suggested work schedule. That's over on the announcements page. I'll go over that in a second. Okay, so here I've just linked the syllabus again here. You've got your syllabus quiz due at the end of this week on Friday. You've got what I was talking about with one of these low stakes journal assignments that's just asking you to reflect on what have been some previous writing experiences you've had, good, bad. All of these journal activities will always be only available for you and me to see, so be as honest as you want. If you have questions directly directed at me, you can put those in there, and I'll read those, you know, at the end of the week when I grade them, and so I can get back to you that way if it's not a super important pressing question. And then I've got the assignment sheet for your very first essay, which I'll look at in a second. The first PowerPoint here, which is about the rhetorical situation, and then your first discussion board post, which is where you're going to read an essay and look at what is the rhetorical situation of this essay, and then also introduce yourself. So that is what week 1 looks like. Last thing with the Blackboard page is over here on announcements. Like I said, this will pop up for you when you first access the Blackboard page, but after you click X, you can find it again by going over there on the left and clicking announcements. And here I have the kind of suggested schedule for every week. So basically, I've assumed that you're going to take 2 days to do coursework for this class, about an hour and a half each day. So that would be as if you were in a normal class, and this is work that you can complete during that time. That's how I've broken it up. And if you are a procrastinator, which I get it, I was in undergrad too, I really suggest that you stick to this schedule or make your own schedule. If you aren't available on Mondays and Fridays, make it Tuesday, Thursdays, whatever works for you. And complete the work during that time. Break it up. Don't try to do everything all at once. And then I put in bold here the stuff that is due at midnight that you actually have to complete by that time. I've put in bold here so you can keep an eye out on that. So pretty self-explanatory. Complete this stuff Monday, complete this stuff Friday. Okay, so that should be everything for the Blackboard page. The only other thing that I wanted to cover in this video is going over with you the assignment sheet for your first essay. We really have to jump right into it with this 12-week course because it is so accelerated. So the very first thing that we're going to look at is the rhetorical analysis. This is what all of your assignment sheets will look like, where they tell you how long it is. This paper will be 2 to 3 pages, and we'll be using APA format for citations and for the cover page, and we'll be looking at that later on this unit. It's worth 100 points, and then it's got all the dates for when the drafts are due, and I'll talk more about the requirements for each draft as they come up. So this assignment is going to be focusing on how other people argue and analyzing, do their arguments work or do their arguments not work? It is, I think, really important to think about how effective arguments are constructed before you actually try to make an effective argument of your own. So in this essay, sorry if you can hear my cat obsessively meowing in the background. He's got a lot of issues. You're in this essay, you're going to be choosing a speech made by a prominent figure. It can be a real speech or a fictional speech, and you're going to be analyzing how this person argues. How do they use persuasive strategies like ethos, pathos, and logos? How do they pay attention to the rhetorical situation? Who's the audience? And did they actually connect with this audience or not? So you're going to be answering those questions in your essay. You're going to be focusing on the text itself. So you're going to be citing this speech, and you're not required to have any other sources. You can just stick to your own analysis of, individual words, individual phrases, how the person looks in the speech, all of that. But you can have additional sources if you want to include more context for maybe the historical, social, cultural moment of your speech, particularly if you're doing a famous speech that was given in the past, maybe like the MLK I Have a Dream speech. I have suggestions for structure on here that we can read as we move forward. We can revisit that. And then I have here at the end a list of suggested speeches to get you started. So these are by no means speeches that you have to use. But if you're one of those people who you just can't think of something off the top of your head that would really inspire you, these are really good speeches that I found work for people as they're writing this essay. You will have to get this topic approved by me, and that'll be next week when you submit your actual topic. But in the meantime, be thinking about maybe a speech that you want to do. And feel free to email me if you want to see, like, will this work? Will this not work? So make sure you can read through this again on your own time and be thinking about that speech. Oops. And then after this, make sure you look at that rhetorical situation introduction PowerPoint and answer the discussion board for this week. As I will say every single week, if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me through email, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, I hope you have a really good first week, if this is your first week of all the classes, or just a first week of English 102. And I will be back with another video lecture next week.